Today we're talking about Roku tips and tricks that you can use to get the most out of your Roku device. Whether it's a Roku stick or a Roku Ultra or a Roku TV. I've got one of those too. I've got everything from how to customize your home page to making typing a lot easier for you, right up to how to turn your Roku TV into a non-Roku TV. We'll get to that one at the end. So let's get started. Alright, thanks for joining me today, everybody. If you like this video, then go ahead and give it a like, subscribe, and join me on Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern for the live streams I do right here on this channel. I'd love to see you there. So let's dive right in with the first one. This is definitely a beginner's tip. If you just pulled out your Roku for the first time, you might not know about this. You can rearrange the tiles on your home screen. So when you get your Roku, it's going to be loaded up with all sorts of apps. You're going to have to go download some new ones. So if you do that, let's say I download Wondrium, formerly the Great Courses Plus. Sure, okay, yeah, I'll add that channel. All right, so once I've added the channel, it's going to take just a moment, and it says it's been added to the end of your home screen. Okay, great. So you go back to your home screen, and you go back to up to the bottom. Well, shoot, yeah, there it is, all the way at the bottom. All right, so let's say now I do want to use this one a lot. I'm going to use the star key on my remote. That brings up some options that I have for these tiles. I can rate the app, I can remove it if I want to, I can check for updates, but right here I can move the channel. And unfortunately they won't let me go past that line at the bottom, so I gotta go all the way to the top with this thing. And if this is one that I know I'm gonna use a lot, I'm gonna bring it up close to the top so that it's by the other ones. Okay, great. Then I just hit the OK button and it sets it right there. So something like the Roku Media Player, I might not use that as much. So I can kind of move this down toward the bottom instead and shift the other ones accordingly. So yeah, whatever your apps are that you prefer to use the most, you can put them right up top. So for a lot of people, I think they're going to be similar to me. You're going to use a lot of Netflix and Hulu, Tubi, Roku channel, that sort of thing. Put those right up at the top, make them really easy to see and access. Next up, let's do a little bit more of an advanced tip, and that is using the Roku app to type stuff. Okay, so if you're using your remote, it gets real clunky. If you have to enter an email address or a password, or if you want to search for something without using the voice search, or you don't have voice search on your remote, whatever, the Roku app is going to come in real handy with that. So when I open up the Roku app, you'll see right down here there's a remote page, and if I go up to the top here, there's a keyboard. So once I've connected my app to my device, if I ever need to enter an email address or a password or something like that, it's going to be really clunky to sit there and do that on your remote with. And you just use the keyboard option here and it types it right on the screen. All right, let's go back to our home screen now and continue customizing this. One of the things that I know bothers a lot of people, a lot of Roku users, is the clicking sound that you get when you are navigating through the menus. So if you listen close, yep, click, 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 you can turn that off. Believe it or not, you can turn it down, you can turn it up, you can turn it off. What we're gonna do is come here to the settings menu. We'll go down here to audio and menu volume. Those are the clicks that you're hearing. So I can turn that to high, medium, low, or off if I don't want them at all, which is pretty nice. Now, if you don't mind having a sound, you just want to have a different one, then you can come back here to themes. Okay, so your theme right here, yeah, we've got the regular one installed. Well, we've got a few other built-in options that we can use. There's Space and Western. I have those ones downloaded. You can get these others as well, and you can download others from online. But when you get the Roku theme pack, let's do the Western one. Okay, we're gonna set this theme pack, and it changes the home page now to a Western theme. And when I click on buttons here, I see a little guitar chord when I hit the home button, or when I click the arrow buttons, you get a little jangling spur. And yeah, there you go. So yeah, when you click buttons, yeah, you're gonna get a little bit different sound. So you can change those sounds or turn them off entirely, whatever you want for your Roku device. The final tip I've got for customizing your homepage is, well, customizing your homepage. Let me show you what I mean. Again, I'm gonna come up here to the settings menu. I'll come down here to the home screen, and you can see these are the menu options that you get on your home screen. So featured free, live TV, movie store, and TV store. These all say show. So right here on my home page, if there it is, featured free, live TV, etc., etc. So if I go back there, now I can hide featured free if I don't feel like I'm going to use it. Obviously, if I do think I'm going to use it, I don't want to hide that. Yeah, live TV, I don't really watch live TV anymore, so let's hide that. Movie store and TV store, I'll just use my other apps for that. I don't care what offers they have for me. Okay, great. Well, shortcuts, we'll come back to that in a second. But now, on my home screen, you'll see that left side menu is very much cleaned up. There's not much on it now, just search and streaming channels, that sort of thing. Okay, so now if I go back there, I told you we'd look at that last option, and that's the shortcuts. You'll see there's a couple of shortcuts here. Add channels and TV off. Now, so you can remove these from your home screen if you feel like you're never going to use them. The TV off actually does come in handy, especially if you have a lower tier Roku device that doesn't have TV controls on the remote control. So you want that on there so that you can easily turn off your TV with this remote, so you don't have to search around for your other TV remote to turn it off. So I probably would leave that one there on some devices. On my device, I'll turn it off. This one, add channels. Obviously, you can decide whether you would want this one, but essentially the add channels is just a menu option to go find more apps. Well, you can already do that right over here on the left side with streaming channels. It's the exact same thing. There's no difference. So for me, I don't want that. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that off of my home screen. It really cleans things up a little bit, just makes it a little more pleasant, a little more pleasant to use my Roku device. So there you go, now it's gone. Now it's just the tiles for the apps that I'm actually gonna use. Now let's talk about sound leveling. To do that, I'm gonna need to open up some content. So I'm gonna open up Netflix. Doesn't really matter what we turn on. Sure, we can watch 300, okay, fine. Doesn't matter. I'm actually just gonna pause this so we don't get dinged for copyright stuff. Now, I'll hit the star key on my remote again, and it pulls up some options here on the screen, sound settings and accessibility. All right, so in these options, I go to sound settings and volume leveling. Right now it's turned off. You'll see there are 3 different options. There's off, night, and leveling. Okay, so sound leveling is gonna smooth out the general sound output from your Roku device. So if say you're watching live TV, which is notorious for having very loud commercials, right? I just use the sound leveling to kind of even out the sound that I'm getting from commercials or the content that I'm watching either way. You can also set it to night mode, as you saw. If I set it to night mode, then this is going to do kind of a more extreme version of sound leveling, so that if I'm watching something with a lot of car chases and explosions, followed by a scene with people whispering, it's going to do a lot to kind of bring those closer to the same volume, so that if you're watching it at night, you don't want to wake up the whole household with a gunfight or whatever, but you still want to be able to hear the whispering scenes, you can do that with night mode. Next up is guest mode. Let's talk about guest mode. Why would you want guest mode? Well, if you have, say you have relatives coming to visit, or maybe you have an Airbnb property or something like that, where you're going to have other people using your Roku device, and you don't necessarily want them being able to make purchases on your account or what have you. You just have privacy concerns maybe. We come up here to settings, and then under system, we can come down here to guest mode. When you enter guest mode, it's gonna ask you for your PIN, and then once you've entered that, it will enter guest mode and allow other people to sign in with their email address and password, their Roku account. So if they have apps that they want to use, apps that they're logged into, content that they want to be able to access, they can do that. And the really cool part about this is that you can select a date for them to be automatically logged out of your device. And the last tip I have for you is how to turn your Roku TV into a non-Roku TV. This one is really helpful if you've got a Roku TV, but you find yourself wanting to use a different platform more often. So obviously, because I review streaming devices all the time, I have a ton of them, and I'll find myself gravitating toward different devices all the time. So whether it's my Apple TV or my Fire TV or maybe my NVIDIA Shield or something like that, whatever it is, it's pretty simple to do this. We just go up here again to settings, and we'll come to system, over here to power, and then power on right here. Power on, right now when I turn the TV on, it goes automatically to the home screen. Generally, this is what you're probably going to want. But, you know, maybe I play a lot of video games, I'm kind of in that mode, and so I want it to just automatically open up the PlayStation channel when I turn on the TV. Or maybe I have one of those other devices that I'd rather use more often, like my Fire Stick. So I can set it right there to the Fire Stick. Now, when I hit the power button, it's going to automatically go to that input. So you can see I've already renamed this one. You can actually rename these inputs. So this is the Fire Stick, and I can click on that. Now, when I power on my TV, it's automatically going to open up the Fire Stick input. So now, if I've got my Fire Stick remote, I can just use that to turn on the TV power. It's going to power on the Fire Stick and the Roku TV and go right to the Fire Stick input. It's almost like having a smart Fire TV. What do you call these? Fire TV, smart TV, if that makes sense. And now I feel like we should do a bonus one. Okay, let's do a bonus tip. We're going to come right down here in our settings to TV inputs. And right here, like I said, I renamed the Fire Stick one. Yeah, you can go right over here to rename these. So if you have, say, a PlayStation or a Fire Stick or what have you, whatever's plugged into your inputs, if that's plugged in and it ain't moving, then you might want to go ahead and just rename that. So yeah, I can rename it. I can edit the icon that goes with it. So you can see on my home screen, yeah, I've got the PlayStation 4 with a little console icon there. So I know what I'm hitting when I go to that input. All right, I hope that helps. I hope there are a few tips in there that you could use. Let me know in the comments if there are any others that you like to use on your Roku device, or if you have any other questions about how to make the most of your Roku device. Hit those comments. On the way down there, be sure to like and subscribe if you like this video. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I will see you on Friday at 2 p.m. for the live streams that we do here. And yeah, I'll see you next time.